Good afternoon, everybody. It is 12:30 p.m. on Wednesday, and that means it is time for the Solopreneurs resource. 15 minutes of actionable items that you can implement today to somehow improve your business or at least give you a laugh. We try to do both. I'm Laura Barker, and with me is my cohort in crime, Dotty Scott.
Hello.
So, what we've got for you today is really cool. It is all about AI images because we know they're the rage, right? And I want to just say there's a reason to use them. Now, you may be thinking, like, it's just too much trouble and people want real authenticity stuff these days. And that is true. That is true. However, the nice thing about an AI generated image that you have created is that you cannot get in trouble for copyright infringement at all,
Exactly.
right? Because these days, if you find an image online and you use it, you're likely to get that cease and desist letter these days. They are really cracking down on it.
Laura, I want to tell you a little story.
Tell me a story.
Back when I started my business in 2006, I think it was, one of my very first clients was a real estate agent here in Vancouver. And she did all kinds of putting up information about Vancouver. She put a photo up that was pulled off of the internet that was just a building in Vancouver. It wasn't anything special. It wasn't worked as a photographer's photograph, nothing. Just plain Jane photograph. She put it buried deep in her website. It was on some blog post somewhere. He, the owner of that photograph, I say he, I really don't know if it was a he or she, sued her for $30,000. And mind you, she could have simply gone there herself and taken that same photo because there was nothing special about it,
Wow.
but instead used that one. And back then, and I don't know if they still do this, professional photographers, not trying to cause anything
Yeah,
here,
sure.
put photos out as bait.
Yeah.
And this particular person was making a living suing people using their photos.
Oh, that's just disgusting.
Way back then, I was like, oh, and she lost, by the way. It went to court and she lost. So,
I'm not surprised, to be honest, because, yeah,
and this had nothing to do with Getty Images, which is where most people get these letters from. This
sure.
was a private individual. So don't do it.
And I can tell you they are more aggressive now than ever before. So, that being said, we have your solution. Create some really rocking images that you can add in it. And this is I call it a free service, but I guess it's not really because you do have to have ChatGPT 4 to be able to do what
The
we're going to
paid
show you,
version.
the paid version of ChatGPT. Now, there are tons of other image creation sites, and we've talked about some of them before, but honestly, since this has come out, this is hands down my favorite because I can iterate and edit. So, Dottie, take it away and show us what we can do.
I will show you what I did yesterday for a customer. And I don't even know if they're even going to use this. So she asked me if I could create an image of a car in a sinkhole. And she sent me the image that she found similar to what she wanted. But because there was no evidence of who took the photo, she
Mhm.
doesn't want to use that because there's no one to credit. So
Mhm.
and this is just in a presentation. If the photographer had the name there, she'd have just used that photo, give them credit for it, and moved on. I thought this was a little bit too aggressive for,
It's
for
pretty
what he
clear.
wanted. And I started this out with telling them who you are and or who I want them to be. And I said, almost, I need an SUV with the front tires in the sinkhole. And I got this, and it's okay. Nothing super whatever. Please make just the front tires in the sinkhole. They don't really understand that. So now the whole car's in a mud hole. And then I thought, this person lives in Florida, so let's make it look like it's in Florida. So now I got a swimming pool
And
in the middle of the road.
I want to stop you here. I want to just point out why this is so significant.
Yes,
What Dottie's doing here, of course, is that she's able to tell ChatGPT how she wants to modify this picture. There really isn't an easy way to do that on the other image creation tools. In fact, it gets very complex. So this is just a great way where you can just go in and keep changing it up like Dottie's doing. So there you go.
okay. We didn't like the pool.
Yeah.
So then I thought, now make the car look dirty as if it's in a mud, not water. Now we got this, which against a little too aggressive for what I'm looking for. Um, and then I put in here the hole needs to be much smaller, only the front part of the car. The rest is on the street. This is what I got. Again, not really what you're looking for. So then I thought, you know what? I'm going to upload the image that she gave me and
And
see what I get. I should have done this to begin with.
and before you move to that image, I want to say, hey guys, did you know you could upload images? Because if you didn't, that's a really cool thing to be able to do to give ChatGPT an idea of what you're looking for. So that's the
Exactly. So I uploaded this image, which is what she sent me in the email. And I said, I need one similar to this. And this is what I got. Much closer to what I was looking for, by the way. And I even said, very close. Can you put both front tires in the sinkhole and make the SUV look dirty? The sinkhole is mud, not water. And then I got this and I thought, that's really not going to work.
awesome.
And I went back to just the front end. It really wasn't getting it. But then I got these, and this is somewhat usable. And then, Laura, you showed me that we can edit these a little bit.
Yeah,
And the one that it edited, it turned out to this, but I don't know if I can click on this and
you
if
can.
it'll show me. Okay. So what we did was we clicked select, and then I did this, and I typed down here, remove selection. Okay, and I'm not going to do this again because it actually took quite a while. But what it produced was this one where it turned the selection from grass into whatever that
Asphalt,
asphalt, I
I
guess
guess.
we call it.
Yeah, asphalt.
So there are things that you can do. And on this, to bring this back up, we basically chose something like, I don't know, maybe I want a red SUV. I don't know if it'll do. This is the
It,
first time I've done this.
it should, but it will take a while.
Yeah.
No, we'll have time for it to render in our 15-minute allotted time for our, yeah,
So I just type in here what I want, I hit go,
yeah,
and then you say, and you, yeah. And the last one took about 5 minutes, I think,
yeah.
something like that. So we'll see what it comes up with.
It might turn up before we're finished here for sure.
It might, it's thinking. This is the most recent iteration of what I've been using. Let me, while this is thinking,
Mhm.
show you some other stuff that I've done. So this is my own website.
Yeah.
And for those of you that know me, you know that I love hiking. I love taking my own photos, blah, blah, blah. So I had, prior to what it is now, I had a bunch of my photos of the area where I live here in Washington, in Oregon on my site. So just to prove that we could do this, I went to Midjourney and I uploaded the photo that was in the space that I wanted. So this is a photo of Mount Hood. Actually, it was a photo of Mount St. Helens. And I said something like, give me something similar to this that is a painting. And I don't remember if I said watercolor painting or oil or whatever I said. And it produced this. So now all of the images on here, and I did the same thing for this image of the Columbia River Gorge. You will never see this exact image, but for those of you that live here, you know where I was when I took this photo. It's close enough but yet it is original. And if I had gone back in and uploaded the same photo and did the same prompt, it's going to give me something different from this. You always get original, if you want to look at it that way, through these systems, which means they're not copyrightable.
Correct. And I want to share something, Dottie, that I just recently have discovered, unless you have more you want to go here and I want
I'm
to cut it
just
short.
showing all of these images that I have on my website now are AI,
And they're beautiful.
and they're all from my own artwork.
Right.
So
Wonderful.
a possibility.
Wonderful.
Oh,
Thanks.
look, it's
Oh,
red.
oh, it is. Look at that. It came in. That's wonderful.
And it turned around directions, and the tire's now facing the wrong direction.
Oh, it would be in a wreck. Come on. It just fell into a sinkhole.
Yeah, there you
Love
go.
that. That's awesome. Love that. So, Dottie, I take it you're seeing this.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. So this is a thing that I found called OpenArt.ai. And they have a free trial that you can try. So I was playing around with it. But some of the reasons that I really like it is that they have all kinds of models to choose from, a lot. And you can play around with it and they have all these different types up here in these categories, right? So you can really have some fun with this. You can create your own models, which I have not done yet. And I was just playing around with it. So I wanted this first one. Let's see here if I can make that. Yeah. I just had a woman looking out a window at a storm coming. And I think I might have said, "Oh, I checked Open Art Creative." So I just let them run with it. And then they did it again. They gave me 2. So that was the other one. And then I wanted a picture of an aging beagle running through a field. Focus on the beagle. Look at that.
That's
Like,
pretty good.
pretty good, isn't it? And then look at it blurred the background. I didn't tell it to do that. And it has these enhanced prompts that you can do. It's got an awful lot of functionality. I'll tell you that. And I'll tell you, I have been playing with it and I'm gonna pay for it. Yeah, it is. And so I would love for you guys to just give it a shot if it is something that, you want to look at. And they do have the free trial. And it's just fun. I'm way addicted to the image generation creation. I think it's like the kid in a coloring book almost, right? I didn't ever want to do paint by numbers. I just wanted some suggestions. So anyway, I'm
We got
loving it.
just a few minutes
Yeah,
left,
we do.
or a few seconds left. Elizabeth Miller was in and said she loves our step by step overview. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Oh, you